Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Today we'll be learning how to draft a knot gown. Okay, so what you do first of all is to draft your full basic gown, okay, and decide where you want your knot to be. It can be your center front, it can be under your bust, it can be at your waist. So what we'll be making use of for this tutorial is under the bust. You can see where I'm indicating, okay. So this is where your knot is going to be, or where your twist is going to be. So next you need to draw your slash lines. From your hip line you can go up by 2 inches or 1.5. okay, this is for a miniature, that's why I'm using 1 inch. So you draw a line this way to your knot point. If it's at your center, then you draw it to your center, okay. But because we're making use of the underbust, you can see where I'm directing it, and that dot there has to be removed, since that is where we're directing our knot to. Then the next thing you need to do is to transfer your darts, okay, so that you can easily move your darts around. All right, so I'm going to be transferring mine to the mid armhole, so you can see what I'm doing right about now. I'm transferring this English stuff. I'm transferring to the mid armhole, okay. So I'm slashing my the mid armhole this way, and you can see as I'm closing the bust that the dart is being transferred to the mid armhole. But before we do all of this, you have to determine the kind of neckline you're making use of, and also whether it's going to have a sleeve or not. So for this tutorial, this gown is going to be a sleeveless, and it's going to be an asymmetric gown, okay. So you can see what I did here. I went in from the shoulder tip by 1 inch because it's going to be sleeveless. Then you connect to your mid armhole. Then I'm going to also alter the neckline, okay. So I'm going in by 1.5, all right, for the neck width, and I'm drawing my neckline. So whatever neckline you're making use, you can also make use of the basic neckline, whichever you want, okay. But this is what I'll be using for this tutorial. Now you can see what I'm doing. Make sure that you draw your neckline well, and I closed the mid armhole dart for that part, if you can notice. Now you can see what I'm doing. I'm opening it back so that I can easily transfer my bust dart to the mid armhole. Now, so what's the next thing? The next thing you're doing is to get your parts. Now for a knot dress, you need about 4 parts, okay. That is the upper part, the 2 sides, and the hem. So what I did here was to come down by 1.5 from the chest line, or from the armhole line, okay, and I connected it to this knot point on both sides. This is very, very important so that we can get our upper part, our 2 sides, and the lower part. So I'm drawing my slash lines, you can see, from that bust point to the knot point, okay. So I'm going to make use of 3 slash lines, which will give me 4 parts. All right, so I'm going to also do the same for other parts. Now I'm coming to the side, and you can see that I am drawing my slash lines, 3 slash lines to give you 4 parts. So just follow this illustration carefully, you're going to get it. It's very simple, but for you to understand it more, you need to do it yourself, okay. So what I'm doing right now is to label it so that I don't mix it up. You can see I have 4 parts, okay. So by the side to it to amounts to 4 as well. Then you can see I'm coming to this other side, right. Now from that part where we came down by 1.5, okay, so I am drawing my slash lines. This is very, very important. Yeah, this is very important, okay. So I have 3 slash lines, then you label them 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. But this is not totally necessary. It can be 4 slash lines, it can be whichever. So I'm also coming down to the hem area. I'm drawing 3 slash lines as well to give me 4 areas, okay, or 4 parts. So I'm extending. Remember, you can see I extended the line to the hem. Now don't forget to label your pattern, okay. This is very important so that you don't mix it up and you don't get confused, okay. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm counting the slash lines to be sure that they are equal, okay. So I have 4 parts for each of the various parts, which is the upper part, the 2 sides, and the hem. So we're going to cut out this part. So just watch and see. Now you can see where I'm cutting from, right? From that 2 inches we went up by from the hip line, okay. So we have gotten the hem part. Then you cut out your side. That's from that 1.5 you took from the chest line. Then we need to get the other side as well. So you can see what I'm doing. Just follow this step and it's very simple. So now you can see that we have the upper part, the 2 sides, and the hem. You must have 4 parts. So now for this upper part, all right, you can see what's happening here. When I slashed it through, you can see the mid armhole dart was transferred to the slash line. The same thing too, when I slash this line, the dart is being transferred to the slash line. So this is the beauty of that manipulation, okay. So I'm going to cut off this excess here, and also I'm going to slash through and also cut off this excess to form my neckline, okay. Now I didn't alter the other parts because it's going off, of course, okay. This other part I'm pointing at is going off, so I don't need to alter it. All right, so I'm slashing through my slash lines for each part. These are the 2 sides. Now remember to close your dart. I actually forgot, and you can see there's a bit of shortage there, but you can always blend when you place it on your fabric or on another paper, okay. So what I'm doing right now is to close the dart. This is very important, okay. So I'm going to blend it when I place it on another paper, all right. So just look at the parts that we have. This is why to label is very important. Label your sides, okay. You can say on the left side or right side, this is the upper part, and this is what it looks like. It looks so beautiful already right. So this is what we'll be working with, all right. So next we're going to place it on another paper. You can see I have the hem and one of the sides, okay, whichever side, but make sure that you get the side that laps easily. So I'm going to trace it. You can see what I'm doing. I left a space of about, you can leave a space of about 2 inches so that the knot can lap in well. Then you trace wherever is having shortage. You use your pencil to blend it or to chew it. You can see this upper area too, that is a bit of that has a bit of shortage there. You can see what I'm doing, okay. This is important so that you don't have a funny looking pattern. Then you blend, you trace, you use a pencil to trace out your pattern. This is also important. And label it. This is important, please, very important. You label it, then you can now cut out. I also did the same for the other area. You can see I got the upper part and one of the sides, and I left about you can leave about 2 inches in between, like I said, so that it can lap well. Then you trace and blend every part, right? So let's go. So next you have to draw out your hem. You must not follow the curve. You can simply just take it straight. I actually forgot to do that. Now I have cut out this. You can see how it's looking. This is how you're going to place it on your fabric. Blend every part, don't leave any sharp edges. You can see I've placed on my fabric using 0.5 sewing allowance. Take note of the places that needs to be joined. Your pattern will help you. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm taking note of the places that will be joined. You can see I'm trying to lap it together. Now this is where I'll be sewing. I have sewn it, and when you sew, you leave about 0.75 or 1 inch or even 2 inches so that you can insert it. Okay, now I'm trying to insert the upper area into the lower part. Okay, now what you do is your pattern will actually guide you, just like we stated before, where to attach, where to sew. So I'm going to go ahead to sew these 2 areas. Okay, remember I said practice is what will help you get it right. When you're looking at it just the first time, it might look confusing. So I've gone ahead to sew it. I've gone ahead to sew them, that you can see our fabric is coming together. Remember I said when you're sewing, you leave a space at the middle. Okay, that 2 inches we left in between the 2 patterns, that's what you leave, so that you can insert it well and it can lap, it can sit well. So I'm going to go ahead to sew these 2 parts as well. You can see I notched that area to guide me, and this is what we have. It's looking so beautiful, it's looking so nice, and this is our model wearing her dress. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.